Yo YouTube, right, let's do this quickly. I've got my Imperial Trapper deck here. It's got that name because obviously it uses Imperial Custom, which saves all continuous traps from destruction and continuous traps. So I'm just going to go over the cards really quick and then I'll talk about a few key things. We've got Beast King Barbarous because of skill drain. We've got Doom Caliber Knight. We've got Thunder King. That's it for the monsters, only 8. Monsters are obviously not the key part of this. We've got some monster destruction here in Dark Hole and Smashing Ground. And Magic Planter, which lets me send a continuous trap to draw 2. And we have 2 Pot of Duality. That's it for the spells. And then we get to the nitty gritty bit, the main part of the deck. We've got triple Imperial Custom, most important card in the deck. Triple Macro Cosmos, stuns any decks that use the graveyard, screws them right over. 1 Metal Reflex Slime, I'll talk about that more in a second. 2 Mirror Force. 3 Skill Drain, ruins any deck that relies on smaller monsters to use their effects on the field. Then we've got the Solemn Brigade, pretty standard. 2 Torrential, if we're talking about standard things, they're in there for the same reason as Smashing Ground, Dark Hole and Solemn, to get monsters out of the way. And then we've got Tiki Curse here. Tiki Curse is the first of the continuous trap monsters we've got in here, and Zoma the Spirit's the second. The last card here is Vanity's Emptiness, which is freaking brilliant at stopping special summons. Okay, so we'll talk about what the deck plans to do. It's a stun deck. It's completely shuts off what your opponent can do and has some cool interactions with some of the cards. I'll start off by talking about a few of the issues though first. We've got Magic Planter in here. I'm not sure if that's staying, but Magic Planter can be good to get rid of, say you have a second Imperial Custom, you can get rid of the first one and that lets you draw 2, get some of the more important continuous traps that actually hurt the opponent. But you can't use it if Macrocosmos is on the field, and you don't want to use it if you've got skill drain up and running and you need that skill drain there. You don't want to lose that skill drain and you don't want to risk not drawing into another one. So sometimes Magic Planter's a bit dead. What else can I talk about? Negatives. Starting hand. Sometimes you want to set all the cards in your hand. Imperial Custom, you know, if they get a heavy you can chain everything and the only thing that will die is Imperial Custom, but you have to be so careful not to set 5 cards, because as soon as you've done that your spells are dead and you can't set any of the other traps that you might get that might be more important. There's no point having 2 skill drains set on the field. Your opponent will never get through them, not with Imperial Custom sitting there. You just can't be double setting, you can't be setting bluffs, so sometimes you can end up with dead hands where you've got 2 Macrocosmos, an Imperial Custom, and what, I don't know, a Magic Planter, and yeah, just like shit all bundled up. But you have to be really smart about how you play it, grind it to the late game where you can really just turn off everything your opponent can do. You're going to be sitting there trying to chip at your opponent's life points. The key monster here is Beast King. If you can get Beast King and these guys set back, then you're pretty good to go. These guys here, they work as Spirit Reapers. With Imperial Custom, you've got Zoma and Tiki. They have 18 attack, which holds its own. They're both level 4, so you can rank 4 exceed if you need to make space, or you desperately need to use an effect if you haven't got the skill drain. I tend to only ever bring out Gemnite Pearl if I'm going to, and that's only because sometimes you can't get over monsters with more than 2000 attack, 2000 defense. That's another big issue. That's why Smashing Ground, Dark Hole, Torrential and Mirror Force are in there. Things like Gravekeepers can be a pain in the arse because they'll just sit there on their spy and just wait for the game to end. What else? Vanity's Emptiness. You have to be really careful when playing Vanity's Emptiness because that stops your trap monsters here. Metal Reflex Slime doesn't do a huge amount. It's there because it can give you time, but it's not going to go anywhere once you've got it out and you've got Imperial Custom, and it tends to just clog up what you've got there. So this is one of the cards you'd be looking to side out. In the side here you can see I've got, it's not a real side, it's just cards that I've been putting in there because MST, triple MST is so important for getting rid of Royal Decree. If you even suspect someone might side Royal Decree against you, which they should, that's there. Cloak and Dagger, I've never had the chance to use it, but I like the idea of having that. It completely gets rid of one monster in your opponent's deck. They're not going to be able to destroy Cloak and Dagger because of Imperial Custom. discord against any synchro heavy decks. There aren't many at the moment, but that gives you another option if you come against them. I used to run Fiendish Chain in the main deck over Doomcal. I swapped them over because I needed the monster. I needed that summon, the live card in my hand, because you will start just drawing. You've got your back row set up and you're just waiting to whittle down the opponent. They can't do anything. You've got Imperial Custom, Skill Drain, Vanity's Emptiness, and you just need to get that monster on board. So Fiendish Chain wasn't helping there. Fiendish Chain was so dead once Skill Drain was live. It was mostly in there because I thought it'd work well with Magic Planter. And then you've got Mask of Restrict, any deck that tributes dies, and Soul Drain, which I think is going to become more and more and more important at the moment as decks start to utilise the graveyard in the way that Mermails do and Dark Worlds do. But yeah, so this is my Imperial Trapper deck. I really enjoy playing with it, but it's a long, slow game that really can irritate the opponent. Let me know if you've got any changes, anything that you think I'm completely missing. There might be a brilliant continuous trap that I haven't considered. Ask if you've got any questions, and cheers, peace out.